Hello everyone, this is another cooking video. It's a Crockpot garlic Parmesan chicken pasta. Okay, usually since it's Crockpot, I'll make an earlier video on prepping the stuff in the Crockpot, and then later on I'll make a second video showing you how I finish it off. Okay, but this time, I accidentally deleted the video I made earlier on prepping the stuff in the crock pot. Yes, I showed you all the ingredients, the measurements, and everything, and I accidentally deleted it because I was trying to make room on my phone for when I edit these two videos into one, and then it re-uploads it, and then it always tells me I don't have room on my phone, so I needed to make sure some things got deleted, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on my Google Photos app, so I don't need them on my regular. So I was trying to make some room and I accidentally deleted the video. So I'm just going to give you all a quick overview of how I did it, okay? It's Crockpot garlic Parmesan chicken pasta, okay? Alright, and the recipe calls for 1 pound of chicken, which I use more than that. So I doubled everything. So I'll let you know what the measurements are and what I used. I doubled. Okay? So it was 1 pound of chicken. I used 2 pounds of chicken. Okay? You put that in the crock pot. Put all the chicken on the bottom of the crock pot. Now, it doesn't say it in the recipe, but you might want to spray your crock pot just in case. Okay? But I put a bag. So I'm just trying to get the pasta ready to boil. See, I use these bags. Okay, these bags. Put in my crock pot. Okay? Some of it leaks through the bag, so I'll still have to wash it, but it's not as bad. Okay? So you put the chicken on there, and then you're going to put all the spices all over the chicken, okay? And you can cook the chicken in the crock pot frozen. It'll take a little longer. My chicken was not all the way thawed. It was still a little frozen in the middle, but the edges were. And I did put a couple of chicken breast tenders that were completely frozen, but they were small. So I added a little extra because the 3 breasts I had didn't look like enough for me. Okay? So the recipe calls for half a teaspoon, but I used 1 teaspoon. But it calls for half a teaspoon of salt. I use iodized sea salt. Okay? You can use regular salt or whatever. And black pepper. Okay? Since it's so hard to do the twisting and the measuring, I just did that all in the crock pot. It doesn't matter. Okay? Alright, and then 1 teaspoon. I did 2 teaspoons. Actually, I did 1.5 teaspoons, but you can do 2 teaspoons because it's 1 teaspoon. So if you double it, it's 2 teaspoons, but I didn't want to put too much, so. Of Italian seasoning, onion powder, and paprika. Okay, paprika should be a little strong, spice, so you know. But it's 1 teaspoon if you're doing 1 pound of chicken. Okay? And double it if you add more if you're doing more chicken. Okay? 2 teaspoons or 1.5 to 2. Okay? Onion powder, Italian, and paprika. Okay? Then after you put all that on there, then you want to use garlic, Parmesan garlic sauce. It's Buffalo Wild Wings. You can find it in the store. Buffalo Wild Wings Parmesan garlic. Okay? Since I was doubling the chicken, I bought 2 bottles of these. So if you're going to make more than 1 pound, you want to have 2 bottles just in case. You may not use it all, but what you don't use, you can put in the refrigerator. But I ended up using the 2 whole bottles. Okay? 2 whole bottles. Sorry guys, I was just waiting for water to get hot in the sink. Okay? And when it's almost done in the crock pot, put it on low. It says, the recipe says 4 to 6 hours, but it's been almost 6 hours on my end. Okay? Because some of it was a little frozen, so I wanted to make sure it got cooked. Okay? So, you know, it says on low 4 to 6 hours. So after 4 hours, you can check it, or you can just wait the whole 6 hours. Okay? But if any part of your chicken is frozen, you might want to wait closer to the 6 hours. Okay? Oops. I put the water on the stove to start boiling. For it to start boiling for my pasta, and I forgot to turn it on. But, okay? So, I'm using rotini. It calls for 1 box. 1 pound box. 16 ounces, I think. Yeah. 1 pound box, but I'm doing 2 of these. Okay, I'm making 2 of these since I doubled the chicken. Okay, and I want leftovers. I make leftovers so my husband can take to work and we can have some at home. Okay? And then, what I'm supposed to do is once the pasta's almost done, then I'm going to go ahead and shred the chicken. It should be soft enough to shred. I don't even have to take it out and put it in a bowl and shred it. Just use 2 forks, okay? Then what you would do is you would put in Alfredo sauce. This is from Target, Good and Gather. Calls for 1 jar, but I got 2 since I doubled it, of course. But if you don't like a lot of this sauce or it's too much, you can put 1.5 jars, whatever you want. Okay? And then 2 cheeses, Parmesan and mozzarella. Those are the 2 cheeses you use. Okay? It calls for 1/4 of a cup of Parmesan, but 1/2 cup since I doubled it. 1 cup of mozzarella, 2 cups since I doubled it. And what I do is I mix the Alfredo sauce and the cheese in there, mix it up real good with the shredded chicken, then I dump the pasta in there after it's cooked and drained. And I mix it all up. And I'm going to make a vegetable with it, but probably corn or canned green beans or whatever. That's all I got. But yes. But what I'm going to do, it a little different because it says to put in the cheese and the Alfredo sauce and then mix it all up and then put in the pasta. But what I'm going to do is, when the pasta's done, I'm going to put the pasta in first, before the cheese and the Alfredo sauce. Because normally I would do it the other way around, but because we have someone that's going to be eating it that's lactose intolerant, can't have the Alfredo sauce or the cheese, I'm going to put the pasta in, since there's already the garlic sauce in there, you know, and let them take, you know, a bowl full, and then I'll put the rest of the stuff in there. Because if I didn't, they wouldn't be able to eat it. So, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, normally you'd put the cheese and the Alfredo sauce in, mix it up, and then put the pasta in. Okay? But before you put anything in there, you want to make sure you shred up the chicken. Okay? But remember, this is the... Oh, and also I did forget to tell you guys, in the crock pot, you also want to add a tablespoon of minced garlic. Okay? I added 2 tablespoons, of course, since I doubled it. But this is the minced garlic. Okay, you can use fresh garlic if you want. And you don't have to use even a tablespoon, or if you're doubling the recipe, 2 tablespoons. You can use more or less if you're a garlic kind of person, or not so much of a garlic kind of person. And if you don't want any kind of that kind of garlic, you can also, let me show you, I have it. You can use this too, if you prefer. The recipe doesn't say all this, but I know you can. This is freeze-dried. It's Lighthouse, I like that brand. I have freeze-dried. I also have freeze-dried basil. Those are the only two I have, but I want to buy some other ones, some other freeze-dried. But they have other ones too, but yeah. But I have like this that's almost gone, and then I got two more. I think I accidentally bought them somehow. I ended up. But yeah, you can use this too, or minced garlic that's in a jar, because I have some minced onion. Some minced onion, not freeze-dried, but just minced onion that I use sometimes when I don't want to use fresh onion. So, yes. So it's a tablespoon of minced garlic, or 2 tablespoons if you want to double it, if you're doubling the recipe. Okay, and if you're doubling the recipe and you still don't want to use the full 2 tablespoons, you don't have to. Okay? But it's a garlicky, the garlic's in the name of the recipe, so. But yeah, so. And you can use regular sea salt as for the salt, or you can use the iodized sea salt, or you can use the regular salt or whatever. Okay? I know you need iodine in your diet. And at first I didn't think sea salt had iodine in it, so I was going to have to, buy some regular salt and use that once in a while. But then I found that iodized sea salt, so I use that. And I haven't bought regular salt in a while. I've been using sea salt because I like it. Or, what's the other salt called? Forgot, there's another one that one of my recipes I'm going to make in the future calls for. But I'm also going to buy some Himalayan pink salt because I heard that's really good too. And I want to use that. Even though that's not the one I was trying to think of just a minute ago. That one was called... I forgot. Hold on.
He just said that after talking to the governor, he's able to get a search warrant for now these managers. Apparently they moved out of the house they're all living in a month.
Okay, I'm here, guys. Sorry, I was looking at my food list and some of the recipes I had to see what the others were. Kosher salt. Yeah, I used to have some kosher salt, but I don't have that no more. But I had a huge one because I thought that's all they sold. No, I'm gonna buy a small kosher salt because I got a couple of recipes that call for it sometimes. But I'm gonna get some Himalayan pink salt. All right, the water is almost about to boil. I don't know why I put the salt back that I'm showing you guys. I'm gonna put some salt into the water. Okay, turn the light on. All right. And I'm going to put a little bit of oil so the pasta doesn't stick. Okay, let me get my spoon out. And you guys, I just forgot what I was going to say. I really did forget what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. When the chicken is done and everything's done and you mix everything up, the pasta, the shredded chicken, the Alfredo sauce, and everything, and you taste it and it does, the seasonings are off or it's not enough or not enough salt or pepper or something, you can adjust. Okay? Alright, so just turn it down just to about 8 or 9. I had it on high. Turn it down to 8 or 9 so the water doesn't splatter. But I'm opening. It's boiling. Let's see how long. It says al dente in 7 to 8 minutes. So usually I put in, since I have an iPhone, I tell Siri to put a timer for 7 or 8 minutes. But I don't. What time is it? Sorry guys, I can't see the timer on. Okay guys, sorry. I cannot see the time while the video is going, okay? 6:36. So 6:44, the pasta will be done. So both pastas are in there. I'm going to stir it up. Okay, I'm just stirring it up, letting it. Okay, so some recipes they have a lot of ingredients and steps to do, so I would have to put it on my computer to follow it and tell y'all things. But this one wasn't too bad, so I really didn't need to. I just looked over it for a few minutes and then went ahead and recorded earlier when I first started. Okay. So while the pasta is cooking, I'm going to turn this around to the crock pot. There you go. It has 6 hours would be 7, so it's getting closer. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, the crock pot, I'm going to take the lid off. Okay. Get me some pork. Get me 2 forks. I'm going to check the chicken. And if it's soft enough and it's done, then I'm going to go ahead and shred it while the pasta is cooking. And don't mind, that's a puppy. It's okay. Okay, so let's see. Check this chicken out. Okay, that's the garlic Parmesan sauce all over it. Oh, that's really good. So yes, it's done. Oh, I was just looking around for my spoon. Trying to keep, I put the oil in the water so it could. They say that the oil is supposed to help the pasta from sticking, but unless you stir it, it sometimes still sticks too. Just stirring it up. Alright, so now, you can see me. I'm going to be breaking up, shredding up the chicken in the crock pot. Okay? And while the pasta's cooking, I would be putting everything else in there, but I'm not going to, because I'm going to just put the pasta in there first. So the person who can't have all that other cheese and stuff can have some. Okay? But like I said, normally I'd be putting everything, all the other ingredients in here while the pasta's cooking. Just like that, huh? It's okay. Not that it matters, it doesn't matter which way it goes in here anyways. It's all gonna get mixed up anyways. Okay? Now, it has a lot of liquid in here. Looks like a whole lot, but once I get the pasta and the rest of the stuff in there, it's not gonna look like so much. But an advice for you guys: Not for me right now because I don't have one. I have to get another one. A hand mixer. Now I've tried it with chicken I cooked in the oven and it doesn't work so well. But if you cook chicken from the crock pot, which this chicken is, I tried to pick it up with a fork, it would have broke apart. That's how soft it is, and it's breaking right apart. Doesn't even take much effort. If you take a hand mixer and you put the chicken in a bowl, or you can leave it in here, but if you have a plastic baggie in here like I do, then using the hand mixer would not be a good idea because it'll just tear up the bag and, you know, and it might scratch up the, this part of the, if you don't have a baggie in there. So you might want to use a plastic bowl. Put the chicken in a plastic bowl, take the hand mixer, turn it on, start low because you got whole pieces of chicken, and use it to shred up the chicken. I've done it before with chicken from the crock pot and it works beautifully. It only takes about a minute or two and it's all broken up and then you can just dump it right back in your crock pot. Perfect. But I did try it with chicken from an oven and it's not as soft as like out of a crock pot, so it doesn't work. But it does work with chicken from a crock pot. Okay? And it's almost 6 hours and the chicken is perfect. So if you needed to do this at 5 hours, you probably could because it says 4 to 6 hours. So it probably would have been good at 5 hours too. It's up to you. But if it's still a little bit frozen, you might want to give it a little bit longer. And I'm not saying you can't use a whole, like chicken right from the freezer. You could, it just will take a little longer in the crock pot, okay? Okay, so 4 to 6 hours on low. Now if you want to do it on high, I'm guessing, they didn't say, but I'm guessing it would be 2 or 3 hours if it was stalled chicken. But, because a lot of recipes that are like 6 to 8 hours on the crock pot is usually 3 to 4 hours or somewhere like that. So, just as you will. Wow, this is really looking good. Just trying to make sure that I got all the chicken. Because I'm using forks, but I'm trying not to break the bag, but it's okay. Because there's some chunks in here. Get down. Get down, bro. Yeah, my dog was like, John, she smells that chicken. Okay. Let me stir the pasta. Okay. This pasta says al dente 7 to 8 minutes. If you use the rotini, which is what I use, but you can always just look at the box of whatever pasta you choose and follow their instructions. What time is it? It's time. It's time. About a minute over. So. Alright guys. Drain the...
I'm actually doing it.
Put, okay. Turned it off and I'm draining the pasta. Okay. And since it's going in the crock pot, I'm just going to let it drain for a minute. Then I'm going to just take it right over to the crock pot and dump it in. Okay? Alright, so. Alright, so. When I was shopping for this recipe, Target's always out of something online. So, I was looking for mozzarella and Parmesan separate, but I ended up buying this. Good and Gather, it's like a Target brand. Market Pantry is too, but Good and Gather, they sell that a lot at Target too. But I got mozzarella and Parmesan. And I got 3 bags of it. Okay? They're 8 ounces each, so about a cup. So that'll make about 3 cups. The mozzarella was 2 cups and about half a cup of Parmesan. That's about 2.5, and this is 3. Plus I had this. I bought this some time back, and I've been using it on and off in different things, salads and stuff. So I had some of this. So I'm probably going to use that so I could use that up. Okay? So that's what I got. And then I'm going to start out with 1 jar, and then I'm going to go to the second because I doubled everything, so I probably need 2 jars. Okay, guys. Shaking out. Okay, I was about to like go real fast over there with the pasta. I forgot. I have to move the lid first. Alright, so here I go. Get the forks out of there. Okay, now I'm going to mix it up. Now, I like to double all my food. My husband doesn't work tomorrow, but we can still have it for lunch. But the only thing is, I always forget that sometimes it's not good to double in a crock pot because there's not enough room and it makes it full. So, and I always forget that. But, alright, so. I mean, if you want to come get a bowl or put it aside.
Just tell everybody back home, bro. Just tell everybody go home.
It doesn't look like.
A monkey. What is that?
Okay, I'll show you guys what it looks like. It doesn't look real sauced up, but I still have to add the cheese and the Alfredo sauce. So.
It's your worst fucking nightmare, man.
Okay, that's a lot of pasta. But okay, that's what it looks like when I mix the pasta, chicken with the. Told you it was real saucy, but then I added the pasta and you don't see as much extra sauce because it all.
What bowl should I use? What should I use?
Huh?
What kind of bowl should I use?
So, but once they take some, it'll put a little less in there. Yeah, I keep forgetting that doubling a recipe in a crock pot sometimes makes it way too full because that's a pretty big crock pot when you in the crock pot world. But.
You put it in the fridge.
Huh?
You put it in the fridge.
Okay. So. Alright, so we got it. So I'm going to go ahead. And this a little bit of this was already used because it was open. It's okay. But I'm going to go ahead and use this Parmesan first, since it's the oldest. It's still good, but it's the oldest. Okay? Alright. So, that was probably only like 1/4 of a cup or less left in there. Okay, so it says a cup, but I used 2 cups. Let's see. A serving size is 1/4 of a cup in this bag, and it's 8 servings. So 4 servings would be 1 cup, so it's like 2 cups. So it's like 2 cups. No, let's see. This is 8 ounces. Half, 3/4, 1, yeah, so it's like, and it's 8 there, so it's like 2 cups. And about half a cup of the Parmesan at once, which is 1/4 of a cup, but I'm doubling it. So that would be, and 1 cup of mozzarella, so that would be 2.5. But so I'm going to go ahead and put I'm just going to go ahead and put a whole second bag. That would be 4 cups. But somebody used a little bit of the first bag, so I don't know. But I'm going to put 2 bags. I'm not going to put the 3rd bag, because that might be too much. Okay, because 8 ounces is usually 1 cup. 8 ounces is 1 cup. If you put 8 ounces of water in a measuring cup, that's 1 cup. So I thought 8 ounces is going to be 1 cup of cheese. 16 ounces. But 1/4 of a cup. Sorry, somebody was trying to call. But 1/4 of a cup 4 times is 1 cup, and it's 8 servings. So 8 1/4, so that makes 2 cups. I'm trying to open this. I already tore this part off, but the other part is not coming off. So I'm just going to finish. It's annoying me. It's okay, because I'm going to use all of it. Okay? Alright, so I put that whole bag in there. Now I'm going to stir it up. Okay, I didn't use the 3rd bag. I may not need to. Okay, and then since it's done, I'm going to put it on warm and cover it up till I'm ready to eat it. I'm hungry now, but I usually try to wait for my husband. All melted in there. Okay, so I will show you what it looks like so far. Sorry, I put my finger over the camera. That's what it looks like with the cheese in there. Now, if it got to a point where it was too much and I couldn't stir it all in because it was too full, I've got this huge pan that makes 2 boxes of spaghetti noodles with sauce and 2 pounds of ground beef, and it all fits in here, so it's a pretty big pan. It may not look like it, but it really holds a lot. And then the pan with the pasta. I can use that too if I need it. Okay? So I'm going to start out with 1 jar and stir that up before I put the sugar in. And I'm just going to put just a tad of water like I do with everything. Like shake it up. Okay? Get all that excess sauce out of there, okay? So let's see. Can you see the crock pot? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go from low to warm.
You thought you were just going to be sleeping?
I went ahead. It might have been easier to stir without the bag in here. It's okay. Because I got a rubber spoon anyway. And the bag keeps wanting to go off the side and... It's just my dog and the puppy looking at each other. Yeah, the puppy's only here temporarily, so... But yeah, they're barking at each other. They're kind of funny together. Okay. Got that in there pretty good. It looks like it might have been a little harder if I would have tried to put both jars in at the same time.
Literally just getting started.
That's pretty good. I was just trying it with the one
Watch this, Brad. I'm gonna put this up, nigga. Come here.
jar in there, so here I go. Put in the second jar. Okay. Just a tad bit of water. I do that with spaghetti sauce too, just to make sure I get it all out. You know how some of it's real thick and one's thick in there. Okay.
Oh my God. I see.
Got that in there.
I see.
If it's cheesy enough, so I'm not going to need that third bag. It's too much. I thought I would. Because I was buying...
Oh,
well, maybe I might. Well, see, what happens is... I didn't think about it. Okay. So, the mozzarella was two cups. Okay? And the Parmesan is half a cup. Well, 1 cup if you double it. Okay? So if they're mixed, then half the bag is mozzarella, half is Parmesan. So it would be 1 cup Parmesan and 1 cup mozzarella. So if I did 2 bags, you'd have 2 cups of mozzarella and 2 cups of Parmesan, something like that. But you know, I'm not sure if they put equal mozzarella and Parmesan in there. So, but yeah, that works. I'll just put the other bag back in there. Hey.
There we go.
Okay. Usually I would just put some in a bowl and taste it for you guys. Like plate it, as I just call it. But since you're not ready to eat, I'm trying to wait for my husband to come home. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'm gonna text him to see where he's at. But yes, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to taste it for you guys. Because this is the first time I made this recipe, but let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so let's see if I can get this. We're trying to do a thumbnail. Usually I hold the plate or the bowl up to me, but no. But that may be my thumbnail. Okay? So, here we go, guys. Just gonna get a... Okay, it's all cheese. You see that cheese? Chicken. Okay? Oh my gosh, that tastes so good. I mean, you can really taste the garlic. Because of the garlic Parmesan sauce and the minced garlic, so yeah. But it tastes really good. So, I will upload this, well, tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday. But by the time you're watching this video, it's already been uploaded. Yeah, so there's the Crockpot. And what I like about this Crockpot, I used to have a different one, you know, where it only had high, you could only do like 6, 8, and low, you could only do like 2, 4, something like that. But I didn't like those because you couldn't do like low for 2 hours. It had to be high 2 hours because that's how it was set. But on this one, see that? I can choose. When I turn it on, I can choose warm, low, or high. See, I can choose low or high. And then after I choose that, I can choose as many hours. I can choose 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10. I could do high for 2 hours or low for 2 hours. But the other one, the cheaper ones with the knobs, they're already preset for a certain number of hours for high and a certain number of hours for low. So, but yeah, just to be on the safe side, if you're not going to use the little baggie, spray your Crockpot. Which, for this recipe, the way you got to mix everything up, it might be easier to mix it all up without the baggie in there. So, and be careful sometimes when you double Crockpot recipes, because sometimes it'll make the Crockpot really full. So sometimes I forget to think about that, but it works pretty well. You know, it's good. As you see, it's good. So you can double it and it'll be okay. But if you need to make more than double, you won't be able to in the Crockpot. But if you're just doubling it, or you can, you know, if you need to triple it because you got a lot of people, you can always cook the chicken in the Crockpot on 4 to 6 hours on low. And then shred it all up in the Crockpot and then move it to another pan and mix the cheese and the Alfredo sauce. Because you're not cooking it anymore, you're just mixing it all up. So, you're just mixing the cheese and Alfredo sauce and the pasta. So, then you're going to cook the pasta like right when that's done or right before it's done. Okay? So, once again, I used rotini. I used 2 boxes. 2 boxes make a lot of pasta. But you can use whatever other, in the recipe it showed us squiggly pasta, but you can use whatever pasta you want. Just follow the directions on the box. Alright, and if you want to see the actual recipe, you can look up Facebook Cooks on Facebook. Just look up the group Facebook Cooks. And you'll see me, Elizabeth Gibbs, as one of the admins on the group. There's 2 other women admins, but you'll see me on there. And just join the group. Or if you're already joined. But if you're not joined, you can join the group, and that's for posting any recipes that you want. If you find a recipe on Facebook that you want to share to the group, to save it, mostly it's because I want to save recipes and be able to find it. Then you go ahead and do that. You don't have to, but we ask if you don't mind, like posting a picture of what the recipe looks like after you make whatever recipe on there. Just look on the magnifying glass and you can find any recipe that you posted before that we posted. If the recipe doesn't show up, that means it wasn't posted in the group. Okay? So right now it's near the top, or by the time you see this video, it might be down just a few recipes, but as of my recording, it was at the top. But if you want to look it up, just look up Crockpot Garlic Parmesan Chicken Pasta. Okay? And the title, as you know, will be, when you see this video, you'll see the title. So just look that up in Facebook Cooks if you want to see the original recipe. Okay? If not, you can just follow what I said on here. Okay? And I'm going to end this as I end all my lives and videos and all sorts. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. Stay positive, and I'll see you in the next cooking video. Bye.